Yeshua stepped onto the sun-baked path leading out of Nazareth. Each stride kicked up small clouds of red dust that hung in the stagnant air. Beside him, Peter adjusted his heavy nets, his brow furrowed as he fought to keep pace with the steady, relentless rhythm of the walk. They moved past dry fields and silent olive groves, the heat pressing down on the earth. By the time they reached the shores of Tiberias, the water shimmered like polished glass under the midday sun. A crowd of hundreds waited there, their faces gaunt from long days of hunger and endless toil. They did not cheer. They watched with hollow, expectant eyes. Yeshua climbed a jagged limestone outcrop, finding his footing on the uneven rock. He did not shout to be heard. He spoke in a low, steady tone that carried effortlessly over the silence. He spoke of a kingdom built on mercy, not stone walls. The crowd leaned forward, the tension in their shoulders beginning to soften. He stood against the horizon, a single figure offering a path where none had existed before. The sermon ended, but the crowd remained, anchored by the stillness of his presence. A woman pushed through the dense throng, her hands trembling violently as she reached out. She stumbled, her fingers brushing the fabric of his robe. Yeshua stopped mid-sentence. He turned and placed his hand firmly on her shoulder. The woman stood upright, her breath catching in her throat. She looked down at her own hands. The tremors had vanished, leaving her skin steady and calm. A collective gasp rippled through the hundreds gathered. As the sun began to dip behind the hills, the disciples approached with the meager supplies they had gathered: 5 barley loaves and 2 dried fish. Yeshua took the bread, broke it, and handed the pieces to the men. The baskets did not empty. He reached in again, and the bread remained. He handed it to the people, and they ate, the sound of chewing replacing the earlier cries of hunger. The crowd grew silent, watching as the baskets filled and overflowed. Thousands sat on the grass, their hunger replaced by a heavy, stunned satisfaction. They looked at the fragments of bread in their hands, then back at Yeshua, the air thick with the weight of what they had just witnessed. The desperation was gone, replaced by a deep, unwavering awe. In the deep shadows of the temple porticos, the Pharisees watched. They scribbled notes on parchment, their fingers tightening around their scrolls until their knuckles turned white. They saw the crowds, the miracles, and the shifting tide of influence. They retreated into a dim, windowless chamber, the air thick with the cloying smell of incense and hidden malice. They traded coins in the dark, their voices low, plotting the end of the